4 key pillars, one of which is manufacturing. Buy Kenya, Build Kenya has been a constant call for years. With the world grappling with COVID-19, the inflow of goods has been limited, forcing us to look inward for various essential products. KTN News' Malika Kazia takes a look at the current state of manufacturing and trade in the country, as well as expectations ahead of the national budget.
Why seek from the outside for what is available in-house? Perhaps one of the most evident realizations to strike Kenyans in this COVID-19 period is the fact that we are capable of producing more of our own goods.
Factories repurposed their manufacturing, and within a very short time, face masks that initially were costing 200 shillings, 300 shillings a piece, dropped down to 30 shillings, 50 shillings for the reusable masks. We have learnt a lesson that anything can happen and we'll be left on our own. We must find a way of surviving. And we must also learn to consume those local goods. That is what government is struggling with now.
Importation has been hard hit, with various countries across the globe having been locked down, limiting movement of raw materials required in the local market.
The manufacturers have had a challenge in procuring raw materials. Majority of the raw materials are imported, particularly from China.
The supply of materials and goods, especially exported items. We've really struggled to actually find alternatives locally that were readily available and suitable. We started to look at projects in a different way. We started to look at the design differently, and we started to re-engineer our projects to suit the local materials readily available.
As the Treasury gears up to present the national budget on 11th June 2020, the manufacturing pillar of the Big Four agenda requires a boost, with stakeholders remaining optimistic.
The government should, and that has been the current proposal, that creates a budgetary allocation that clears all these VAT refunds, plus also the pending bills, because you don't want to create a crisis in the private sector of default.
Comes in COVID, and we are back to square one, because all the resources that were assigned to those special economic zones had to be pulled back and vacated. So next financial year, our expectation is to have those funds returned, so to enable us to pick up from where we left in terms of developing that infrastructure for manufacturing.
Kenya targets to push up the contribution of manufacturing to 15% of GDP, up from the current 9.2%. Already, the sector is set to be the greatest beneficiary of the 10 billion shilling worth of VAT refunds set to be paid out in coming months. Well, as much as stalled importations continue to sting various businesses, the Buy Kenya, Build Kenya force continues to gain momentum. Perhaps timely and effective moves by the government will lead to a stronger and bolder manufacturing sector. Indeed, the allocation for this sector in this year's national budget will be crucial. Malika Kazia, KTN News.
And tomorrow being the National Budget Day, our business desk is on standby to bring you bit-by-bit coverage and insights into exactly how this will affect you. Malika has touched on the manufacturing sector, and we'll be looking at all the other sectors affecting the socio-economic welfare of Kenyans tomorrow. So make sure to keep it right here on KTN News. And Kenya has now recorded